Hello and welcome to Easy English Moment. I'm Emma.
And I'm Josh. Today, we're talking about a topic that makes many of us just a little bit anxious. We're talking about small talk.
Oh, I know that feeling. That awkward silence in an elevator or waiting in line for coffee. You want to say something, but your mind just goes blank.
Exactly. Many people dread it. They think it's fake or a waste of time. But today, we want to reframe that idea. What if small talk isn't a chore, but is actually a superpower for building confidence?
I love that idea, a superpower. But before we get into our discussion, Josh, I believe you have our quiz question for today.
I do, and it's directly related to our topic. As we'll discuss, psychologists have identified a phenomenon called the liking gap, the feeling that the person you just talked to liked you less than you liked them. My question is, in studies about the liking gap, what percentage of people underestimated how much their conversation partner liked them? Was it A, around 30%, B, around 60%, C, over 90%?
Hmm. I know we are our own worst critics. 30% seems too low. 90% seems extremely high, but maybe realistic. I'll guess in the middle. I'll go with B, 60%.
A solid guess, 60%. We will find out if you are right at the end of the show. But that very feeling, that anxiety that you're not being liked, is what we're here to talk about.
Let's start with that key concept, the liking gap. Could you explain it a bit more?
The liking gap is the psychological difference between how much you think someone liked you and how much they actually liked you. And the research, as we'll see, shows we are terrible at judging this.
So we walk away from a chat thinking, oh, I sounded so awkward or I stumbled over my words, while the other person might be thinking, that was a pleasant chat.
Precisely. We judge ourselves on all the things we didn't say or the perfect sentence we failed to construct, but the other person is just experiencing the signal we're sending.
What do you mean by the signal?
The signal is simply, I see you, I'm friendly, I am open to connecting. Small talk isn't about the topic. It's not a test of how witty you are. It's about the act of connection itself.
That's a huge relief. I think I and probably many of our listeners put too much pressure on what to say.
We all do. I used to be terrified of it. I'd be at a party, standing alone, just hoping no one would talk to me. But then I learned a simple trick. Just talk about the shared environment.
What does that mean?
It means you just state the obvious. Laugh, seriously. Wow, this music is great. Or this line is moving slowly. Or that's a beautiful painting on the wall. It's a low-risk way to break the ice.
Because the other person is in the same environment, they have an easy way to agree and respond. I know, I love this band, or I was thinking the same thing.
Exactly. It's an invitation. Another great technique is using simple, open-ended questions. I've heard of the FORM method: family, occupation, recreation, motivation. Family and motivation can be too personal, but recreation is perfect.
Oh, I like that. So things like read any good books lately, or working on any interesting projects, or did you watch the big game last night?
Yes, it gives the other person a chance to talk about something they are interested in. And here's the secret. The simplest way to be interested is to be interested.
I love that. The more you practice, the more you build that muscle. You're proving to your own brain that starting a small chat doesn't lead to disaster, it leads to connection, and that's where the confidence comes from.
It is a muscle, and it's okay if it's a little awkward. Connection is almost always better than silence.
Well, speaking of being right or wrong, I'm feeling a little less confident about my quiz answer. I guessed 60%. Was I right?
You were incorrect. The answer was C, over 90%.
90%? Wow. So almost everyone is walking away from a conversation thinking it went worse than it did. That's actually incredibly comforting.
Isn't it? It means the person you're talking to is probably also worried about how they sound. So we can all just relax a little bit.
What a great insight. Okay, let's recap the valuable vocabulary from today's discussion.
Our first phrase was to dread something. If you dread something, you feel extremely anxious or worried about it happening.
For example, many people dread public speaking, or as we said, I used to dread small talk.
Our next phrase was the main concept, the liking gap. This is that psychological difference between how you think you were perceived and how you actually were.
It's a great term to know. Realizing the liking gap exists actually makes me feel more confident about talking to new people.
And our final phrase was to break the ice. This means to do or say something to relieve tension and get a conversation started in a social situation.
I love this. Using a simple compliment or talking about the shared environment is a perfect way to break the ice.
Thank you so much for spending this moment with us. We hope this conversation gives you a little more confidence to connect.
Join us again tomorrow, and remember,
One conversation
one insight
every day.